What's going on, people? Welcome back to The Savage Life. It's been a minute since I did a podcast. I've been kind of slow with my podcast. I don't know why. I guess I'm being hella lazy because I'm working a lot. I'm just going to chalk it up to that I work a hell of a lot. Anybody that knows me knows that I am always chasing the bag. That's what I do. Sorry. I apologize to the people that follow me, who support me. I will try to do better. I promise I do. I don't have a specific topic that I am just going to dive into today. So I am just going to go off a lot of what's going on, especially on social media in the news today. So if it seems like I'm rambling a little bit, that's probably why. Because I am just going to just go off the top of my head and just go off of what I have been seeing, reading, and engaging with during the past couple of months or so. I'm just going to dive right into it. First of all, shout out to the University of Indiana last night for winning the national championship. I believe they didn't have a 5-star on that team. I could be mistaken. They didn't have a 5-star on that team, and yet with coaching and the right circumstances and the right environment, they were able to run an undefeated season to win the national championship against the University of Miami. Shout out to Miami for making it there. I will say, and I can say, Miami is back. Miami looked good. Miami had number 3 and number 4 on the defensive line. Them boys are straight up dogs. They straight up dogs. That pass rush is nothing to play with. But unfortunately, they weren't able to get it done last night. So again, shout out to the University of Indiana. Especially in the world of transfer portal and NIL, which I think in the grand scheme of things, I'm not upset with the NIL. The NIL doesn't bother me. I don't mind players getting paid because they were getting paid. Let's be honest. They were getting paid far before it was actually legal and fashionable to pay players. Let's just go ahead and do that. Now that it is, in the bylaws where you can pay these actual players, a lot of players are getting, well-deserved paydays, and some players are not. To me, I think that the NIL should be a little bit more regulated than it is right now because it's out of control. You got a lot of kids going in making $5-6 million a year for an NIL. And I don't unless you go in the top 5. I think in the NFL draft, if I remember correctly, unless you go in the top 5, that's the only guaranteed contracts. I think those are only guaranteed. It might be top 10. I might be sure. Somebody can correct me on that. But either top 5 or top 10, those are the only guaranteed contracts. You got a lot of players getting big NIL deals, and I can guarantee you they're not going to go top 5 or top 10. So it's a benefit for kids to stay in college, but they're not going to stay at the same school. And that is where the transfer portal comes in. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is my issue with college football. The transfer portal. Just hear me out. Okay? I understand. Let me take the devil's advocate route for a minute. Okay? So, say for instance, I am a company, right? And I choose you apply to my company, you come to my company to work for, and I invest money in training you. I invest money in sending you to school. I invest money in uniforms, boots. You know, I'm investing a lot of money in you because I know you're coming to work for me. Just for you to take all of that investment that I put in you and go somewhere else. Just think about that for a minute. I understand in this climate that everybody's going to chase the bag. Hell, I did it. You know what I mean? I worked for a company for all of 22 years or better. And then I switched over to a new company because, I mean, let's face it, I had my reasons other than money. But I went to the new company and they're paying me double. I make almost double than what I made in my old company. I can understand it. Okay? I can understand it. But at the same time, I was very loyal to the company that I was working with because I was there 22 years until they showed signs that things wasn't going to progress any further than they were. And when I got a feeling that I wasn't going to be progressed further than what I am in that position, then I decided to make a change. Fortunately, when I made the change benefited me professionally and financially. So it kind of worked out for me. All right? So let me flip that over to college football. Okay? You have coaches and schools that pour all of this money and resources into these kids and try to get them to come to their school, recruit them, get them to sign, get them $2-3 million NIL payout deals. All right? And then as soon as things may not go their way, they're out. It might not be that simple, but it really is that just that simple. Once things don't go their way, or they're not getting the playing time, or they're not treated a certain way, or blah blah blah, whatever the reason may be, whatever reason they come up with, they could get to a point where it's, I'm out of here, I don't want to be here no more. Then take the money in the NIL deal that they got, the million something dollars, and go to another school and get another NIL deal. You see? So, me as a school, unless I know for sure that you're a blue chip prospect, and I know that you're going to be totally loyal to my school, why would I pour all of those resources, all that money into getting you to my school only for you to leave? Because there's only 11 players on the field. There's only 11 players on the field at a time. So how do I mean, if you're a freshman, okay, and you're a 5-star freshman, and I have other players who have experience in front of you who are sophomores and juniors, okay, you can't get pissed off because I'm putting experience out in the field and you still on the bench, but you getting a hefty NIL deal out, and you're not even ready for what I'm trying to put out, the product I'm trying to put out on the field. Your job is to be there and to learn. Hold that clipboard. Learn how this process is. Just like any other job. When you first start a job, you got to train. No matter what job you go to, you got to train for it. You might be doing it all your life. I've been welding, fabricating, and being a millwright for over 20 years. But when I switched over to my new job, they still had to train me. They had to train me for their processes. So yeah, I had to hold the clipboard, so to speak. So when you think about these kids and their loyalty to programs, it's totally different now. It's all about the bag. Just look at the landscape of college football and how many of these players go into the transfer portal every year. And you can completely decimate a program who's built up in quality players, and they don't feel like they're not getting what they thought they were going to get out of that system. They said, hell, I'm out. Where you're taking up spots for players that may actually want to be there, that actually want to put in the time and actually want to develop under that system, that coach, or whatever. It could be whatever, but it's a fine line between loyalty and greed, and I think a lot of it has tilted toward the greed side because I think a lot of these players they're chasing that bag. Because, and then again, I understand it because a lot of those players are not going to be cut out in the NFL, so you want to chase the bag and secure the bag. Excuse me. But you're securing the bag at the facility, at the school that recruited you. You're getting the bag. But because you're not getting the bag and the playing time, now all of a sudden, okay, this is what it is. I got to get out of here. I got to transfer. That's my only issue with college football right now. NIL, I care less about the NIL. They've been paying players for years. That doesn't matter. It's now the transfer portal. To me, this is how you fix the transfer portal. Go back to the old rule. Okay? You can't transfer within the conference, and you have to sit out a year. And I bet you that would curb a lot of these transfer decisions. I bet you not even half would get it for transfer. But I digress. I'm not going to stand on my soapbox about college football for the rest of this podcast, because I can go on and on and on and on about it, because I'm so disgusted with the landscape of college football right now. I am happy that a lot of the teams that have not gotten the opportunity to reach that pinnacle, like Indiana, I'm happy for all the other teams that Indiana showed you that any team can make it, and I'm here for that. Even as an Alabama fan, we got our ass kicked by Indiana, and good for them, because we weren't ready for that landscape. Our team was not ready. Our team was not prepared properly to make a run for the national championship. Any true Alabama fan knows this. They looked at our squad. Okay, we're good, we're decent, but we're not that good. So, it is what it is. So, let me get off my soapbox. What else is in the news? Okay, so I wanted to talk about this, which I thought was, and I guess, and for you Trump supporters and you MAGA folks, y'all people, I would like to ask a question. How do you feel about a country, a leader, going completely into another country, kidnapping their head of state, regardless of how you feel about it? He was the head of state. Kidnapping him and bringing him back to the U.S. Okay? Now, I am not fully adverse on politics in that manner. Okay? I'm one of those guys that if it catches my eye or catches my attention, I will indulge in it a little bit and try to do a little background research on it. From what I understand, he was a dictator of Venezuela, and he supposedly had been committing war crimes, and he was like just running that country into the ground, into a point where a lot of people were really tired of him being there. And again, the decision to go in and just get him, it was like out of the blue. Because again, I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to what goes on in Venezuela. We got our own shit that we got to deal with here in America. So no, I'm not adverse with everything. I'm just going by the little tidbits that I get online, Facebook, through the news and stuff like that. But it's just crazy that a a sitting president, a sitting U.S. president, has the balls to go into another country that's not really being a real threat. Now, to me, it comes back over to the Saddam Hussein, the Muammar Gaddafi situation. You went in and got Saddam, right? And you're looking for weapons of mass destruction, and I believe they're still looking for them. From what I understand, they're still looking for weapons of mass destruction that Saddam did. Saddam been dead and gone for years. But my thing is, these people haven't been tried in international court. That's an international incident. Like, that's something for NATO. You can't try him for U.S. crimes that he didn't commit. That is absolutely wild to me. You're gonna try him on U.S. soil for a crime he didn't commit on U.S. soil. He has not been to America. He's not been to the States. You kick this door in with him and his wife in the middle of the night. Bombed this country and did dip. Like I said, boy, Trump is a gangster. He is a gangster. He's not a president. He's a gangster. And the thing that he's smart enough to find loopholes within the bylaws of the Constitution to get to do what he wants to do without congressional approval. Apparently. You see what I'm saying? He went in and did what he did, and Congress didn't know shit about it. Just in the middle of the night, boom, go get it. But we all know what that's about. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. So don't let that fool you. Don't let all the cloak and dagger of picking him up and do and kidnapping him and all this. No, that's not. His crimes wasn't what that was about. That's not what, because he pardoned one of the biggest fucking drug dealers that ever walked the earth. So drugs wasn't a problem, because they were trying to say he was funneling drugs to America from Venezuela. Okay, everybody knows most of your fucking cocaine comes from Colombia. Now, he ain't gonna go down there fucking with them Colombian drug lords, you know. Because the difference between, like, the U.S. military and them radicals down there, they actually will die for their cause. Okay? They got skin in the game. They actually will die because you fucking up the church's money over there. They don't have no problem sacrificing their life for what they believe in. Some of our military don't believe in that shit. So let's keep it real. So, but anyway. I just thought that was amazingly crazy that our president would go and kidnap a sitting head of state and bring him back to the U.S. for trial. That's wild. I will keep my ear to the ground on that one and try to make sense of that. I'll try to make sense of that. What else? Okay, the ICE shooting. Where that woman got shot in Minneapolis. That was wild. That was crazy. I really tried to look at that from different angles and different perspectives, and I keep coming back to the same thing. He was wrong as shit. He was wrong as shit. No matter how you spin that narrative, shooting into a moving vehicle. Shooting into a moving vehicle that you're standing in front of. Now, ICE agents, I've heard, I haven't done much research on ICE agents. All right, some people say they are the police, some people say they aren't the police. I don't really know. I do know they are very organized, and they believe that they're the law. Doesn't matter whether you believe that they're proper authorities or not. They are. Now, from what I understand, this is crazy. ICE are border patrol, basically. All right, what the fuck are y'all doing in Minneapolis? That's crazy as shit. What the fuck are y'all doing in Minneapolis? You know, and then you're checking people, you're walking around and you're questioning people who have accents, who look like they're immigrants. That is wild. They look like they're immigrants. They sound like they're immigrants. So you're going to go and card them. That's crazy. If that is not racial profiling to the utmost, I don't know what it is. But we as black people, we're used to that. We've been racially profiled our entire existence. So it's not a thing for us. We understand how police run in that matter, in that circle. We know that. All right, so back to the shooting, right? So apparently, this young lady and her significant other were blocking ICE from, I think, getting down the street or something like that, and ICE agents get out of the car and then try to approach the woman. Now, meanwhile, the one guy that does the shooting, he is filming it with his cell phone. So he's walking around the car and he's doing all this filming. And one of the other ICE agents goes and grabs for the door to try to get her out. She locks the door so he can't get her out. Yeah. So while he's pulling on the door, all right, what's not seen is the significant other trying to get in the car on the other side. She's pulling on the door trying to get in the car, but she never gets in, right? So, but in all of this chaos, the driver, the young white lady, all right, these are white people. He puts the car in reverse. Now, let's take that into consideration. She puts the car in reverse. Puts the car in reverse because she's telling the man, I don't have a problem with you. I don't have an issue with you. All the while, he said, I don't have no problem with none of y'all. So she bags up and then turns to try to get away, and this fool is standing in front of the car. So he thinks, now before this woman could put the car in drive, he is already pulling the gun out of his holster. Now, I challenge anyone to look at that video. Look at that video. I challenge anyone to look at that video. Before she even makes the right turn to move out of the way, to try to move the car out of the way, and try to go down the street, he's already pulling the gun out of his holster. Now, whether the car hit him or not, while she was trying to get away, that's here nor there. That's here nor there. First of all, you're not supposed to be standing in front of the fucking car. Let's get that clear. Why are you standing in front of the car? All right, if you go and read the actual laws that ICE has to abide by, that is one of the things. You never step in front of a car. Why would you put yourself in harm's way? Even if you thought that she was going to ram you, why the hell would you stand in front of it? Want to know why? To give you a legitimate reason to shoot that woman. All he needed was a reason. Because he had an itchy trigger finger. Let's go ahead and call it what it is. He wasn't afraid for his life because he called her a fucking bitch when she drove off. He put 3 shots into that car. Understand that. 1 in front, and as he was standing to the side, he popped 2 more. So what was the reasoning for the additional 2 shots? To make sure she was dead? That's the only reason. He had a legitimate reason. I'm not going to say legitimate. You know, he had what he thought was probable cause to shoot that woman. And in the eyes of a lot of people, she deserved it. Which I don't think nobody deserves to get shot in the fucking face for trying to drive away from a situation. Now, you're supposed to de-escalate. Police are supposed to de-escalate, then disarm. Okay? There's no reason to disarm. You can't, she's not armed. So you can't disarm her. So people were saying, well, the car was used in a deadly force. No, it wasn't. She was driving away. He was standing in front of it. He should have never stood in front of it. All the other officers, he's filming with his cell phone. So he knew exactly what he was doing. Come on now, let's keep it a buck. There's no officer trained to stand in front of a moving vehicle. Y'all just want an excuse to believe the police are right in everything that they do. And that's the thing. You're so pissed off with immigration and illegals being over here that you're willing to sanction and for lack of better words, let murder be okay. And she wasn't even. The sad part about the whole thing is she wasn't even an illegal. She was an American citizen. And you shot this woman in the head because she was trying to flee the scene, and you didn't properly de-escalate the situation because you believed that she was using the vehicle to run you over. Now, it's been some reports that the officer has suffered internal bleeding. Okay, all right. So let's play devil's advocate here, right? Let's say he got hit by the car. Let's say he got clipped. All right, because he didn't righteously get ran over. If he got hit, he got clipped on the thigh, something like that. Probably got a bruise. That's exactly what the hell internal bleeding is a bruise. That's eternal bleeding. So yes, if you got bruised, that's a technical term. Internal bleeding is a technical term for a bruise. That's just something to get public outrage, to try to get the narrative switched to his side. Because I think right now it's really split down the middle on who to believe and who not to believe. I do know he has gone into hiding, I think. They wouldn't have got his family up out of there because they knew it was going to be with some retaliation. The people protesting and marching, they know his name, his address, they know all of that. And we all know some of these crazies out here, liberals and conservatives. Because they both of those are the two wings of the same bird. I'm not even gonna I'm gonna leave that for a different day, talking about Republicans and liberals, because the both of you motherfuckers are full of shit. But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, that's all I got for right now. I appreciate you taking your time to listen to me and your patience with me. Thank you so much for being patient with me. I am going to start posting a lot of content on YouTube, Patreon. That's a new thing that I'm going to start up, Patreon, because I might even start doing video podcasts. Might. I don't know. I don't know if I'm good looking enough for that. And Spotify and Amazon Music. Okay, those are the 4 major platforms that I will be posting my content to. So please, please, please pass the word along. And thank you for supporting me. And thank you for taking your time out of your day to listen to me. Again, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.